And we're up to Daily Race C today, down at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. Now, it's important to note here, this is a rolling start, and we have 12 laps of fun ahead of us. The Red Bull Ring track itself is 4.3 kilometers long, has elevation changes of up to 65 meters, so you've got some insane climbs and downhill sections throughout this track. And now we're starting around the track before the opening lap, just getting ready, getting into the zone, and getting ready to race. Now, I did make it a bit of a point this time. I've actually turned off the braking indicator zones on the track itself, and I've gotten rid of the corner markers just to give myself a bit of an added challenge. I am only a D-rated driver, but I figured let's see what the learning curve's like as we do this throughout an actual race itself. And opening lap into turn 1, there's not much chaos ahead. There's a little bit of slippage from the GTR in front of us, but nothing too radical for now. Let's see where this goes though. This could be very, very interesting. And we've started out in position 8. Whoop, hard into the braking here, dropping down to first gear. Whoop, there we go, a bit of touch and go. And we've got car number 6 with their indicator on. Turning left, that's a little bit deceptive, especially after a right-hand turn. Hard into the brakes again. Whoops, some ghosting happening. And powering through, let's see what's going on down here. See, now that indicator comes into play. We're turning left. Now I understand which way you're turning. But we're hot on the heels of the GTR in front of us. We've got the inside run on them. Can we take it? Let's see. I'm going to jump out a little bit wide here and swing in, back on the power. Ooh, here we go. Alright, opening lap not too bad with no assists. I'm kind of happy with that. We didn't lose any positions, and we managed to keep up without coming off the track. Pretty good for the start of the race. Ooh, we caught up to the back of that pack nice and quick. Look at that, a three-way struggle, and we're going 4 wide. Down the straight to that tricky first gear, right-hand corner coming up. This could be dangerous. Hard into the braking zone. And around we go, thank God for ghosting, that could have been messy. Whoop, that ghosting wore off, we got a bit of touch action there. But we jumped up to 7th place, let's go the inside. Whoop, we've lost 6 back into 7th again. That's it, oh, and we're back into 8th. Ah, our friend with the indicator. Around we go. Woo! Very tight battling going on there. And he's managed to get the exit on us a little bit faster, and that's fair enough. He had the better line coming in through that corner. Can we get it back? Let's have a look. Let's push. And we're going to drop down to... I found dropping down to 2nd around here and just wrapping around, then punching into 3rd. And there, we're right on their bumper. Let's swing out, see if we can get around it, get the move done. Hard on the brakes, down into 2nd. And they've gone wide, and that's worked in our favour. Now, can we catch up to the pack in front of us, where there looks to be a bit of tussling going on? Can we capitalise and get some more positions under our belt? Let's see how well we can get out of this corner. This one's tight. Oh, that was a good run. That's given us the ability to catch up to that pack. Hard on the brakes. Here we go. Oh, look at that. A bit of touching and saw that GTR go sideways. But he managed to hold it. Really well done. That was unreal. Great save. Oh, but we got the inside line there. We'll take that. Into 5th. Let's go. Oh, can we catch up to 3 and 4 in front of us? Oh, we're reeling them in. Let's stay where we're at. Let's keep on pushing. Now, what I found here is taking those assists off. Really, I'm not going to lie, I did spend a lot of time understanding my car and how it behaves around the track, where the best braking zones are that I suppose, work best for the car to get me around those corners while still carrying the optimal amount of speed. And so it was a lot of trial and error. It was a lot of, can we push it a little bit further? Do I need to do it a little bit earlier, but not brake as hard so I carry a lot of speed coming through? And I did this race a fair few times throughout the day, just to get used to managing myself around the track without any active braking zones or corner gates, then also understanding the positioning of other cars and how that works. It's a very, very steep learning curve, I'm not gonna lie, but I've found the experience overall, when you can maintain and hold in the race, it is a lot of fun, and the freedom it gives you to focus on the actual other races in the race with you, as opposed to, oh yeah, there's a big I need to brake now, and now I've got to manage this and manage that. It's really, really freeing once you get over that initial level of frustration that you're met with, because there's nothing really telling you where you should brake or where you should turn, and there's no optimal line. You're kind of feeling and following that out for yourself. But once you do get the hang of it, it is so rewarding. Way, there we go, there's a touch. Bit of hard braking into that corner, and I slammed on the brakes and couldn't pull up the car fast enough. It's got us into P4, but it's not... I mean, we didn't get a penalty for it, but it's not the cleanest way to get a P4, and obviously no one wants to race that way. But we've got the position, we'll take it, and we'll keep going. Can we get to P3? Let's see. Now down here, start braking around the 100-meter board, go wide, let go of the brakes once you get down to first gear, and let the inertia of the car just drag you around that corner, and then once your wheel starts to straighten up again, on the power. On the brakes, hard on the brakes, let's go, let's turn in. Here we go. Ah! We're off track. We've been tapped. That's alright, we'll manage it, we'll jump back on. We gotta finish the race we started, regardless of what's happened at that pure racing incident. So we just get back on and we keep on going. We've only dropped a couple of spots. We're back into 7th. It's still salvageable. We got 12 laps. We're only in lap 5. Always get back in the race and finish the race you start. Here we go. Down at... Whoop! That was a very early break. Oh, and a 2-second penalty. That's fair. I've clearly gone into the back of them. But the car in front of us is... Clearly they didn't like that. They're not taking it very well. I mean, understandably. And they've managed to sweep us and put us in a wall. They're a little bit salty about that one. And fair enough from their point of view. They've braked. and I've just gone clean into the back of them. From what they would have understood, I've just tried to ram them to get out of the way. Obviously not the case, because we're caught with them braking really, really early, and we've hit the anchors, but there's nowhere to go. It's just unfortunate. Not the way you should normally handle, an incident like that. Obviously, the game has given me a penalty, and rightfully so. I deserve one. Clearly, I've hit them. But to spin someone out like that, not really the way to go about it, in my opinion. So we're down into 9th now. We're one position worse off from where we started. That's okay, that's not so bad. But again, we finish the race we start, regardless of what happens. In the braking zone there, roughly around the 50-meter board as you pass it. You want to drop into 3rd, you can actually hang around this in 3rd. Just make sure you get it down to 3rd just before it's getting slow enough to get into 2nd. And gently lean on your power. You don't want to go full throttle around there, because you will spin the car, but if you hold it just enough that the car's still pulling through the corner, you'll actually shoot through nicely. And there's our 2-second penalty, straight through the penalty gates to slow me down, and now we're down in 10th. And fair enough, that's well deserved. But now can we claw it back? Looking difficult now. The odds are stacked against us. We've fallen a little bit, but that's okay. We'll keep on keeping on. And that was very wide. Look at that. Oh, another half a second penalty. And that's what you get for exceeding track limits on that corner there. Obviously, I went flying right off the track. Down into 1st, let go. Get that wheel straight onto the power. That's given us a big clean pull away from the car that we just overtook. And we're still 38 seconds off the leader from here. Down into 1st. Now you want to kind of come in with there and then let it swing you wide and then push through the corner. .50-meter board, hit the brakes, get to 3rd, and then start pushing a little bit through the corner. And you should end up roughly on that ripple strip, which will set you up nicely for this one. Drop it to 3rd, same methodology again. Not too hard on the power until you pass that apex, then absolutely lean into it, correct yourself, and just keep through. There we go, there's our half-second penalty served. We're on lap 8 and there's only 4 more to go. Hopefully we can even at least just finish where we started in P8. And while those incidents, like always, they can be frustrating and it's easy to get disheartened by it, just remember to run your own race. Incidents are going to happen regardless. You can't control people around you and what they do. You can only control what you do. And if you started the race, you were in it to finish it, just finish it, regardless of where you are. I can't tell you how many times that I was trying this race earlier in the day before this one, where I came last because I was overcooking it in the corners. I was putting down my power way too early, and I was just spinning the car, especially down in turn 1. But I never quit it out because I started the race. I've got to finish it. Finish what you start. A little bit of an error there. I dropped all the way down to the 2nd gear instead of the 3rd. Now this corner you could probably take in 4th, but I found with the Supra being rear wheel drive, I found 3rd suited me and made me a little bit more comfortable taking that at speed. But I do believe it's possible to do with 4th. As I was trying in other sessions and in practice sessions, I always found I exceeded track limits and I detract more of those half-second penalties, so third was kind of my sweet spot. I'm going to brake at the 100 marker there. Again, same methodology as the corner coming up at the top of the hill, where you want to get to second gear, let go, let it coast around the corner. Once your wheel starts straightening up, then you put your power down. And we are starting to gain on the cars in front of us. Whoop, and that Porsche has a penalty. Can we capitalize on that? Can we get close enough to get into 8th? Oh, yellow flag. There we go. There's our half-second penalty. Hey, there we go. Now we're now back into 8th. And would you look at that? That's our friend from earlier who decided to swipe us off the course. Fancy seeing him again. They are hot on the heels of that Porsche. Oh, look at that. That is a dirty driver right there. Absolutely hammering the Porsche to spin him out off the track to make an overtake. That's not okay. That's not racing, folks. That's just straight up aggression because we don't have the skill to get round the track fast enough. And with that in mind,
the hunt is on.
fancy that though. Having someone you've spun out being right up your rear view mirrors from a few laps ago. But with that in mind, after the 2 incidents we've suffered, we're back into P7. And we are gaining. But again, being this close to someone who intentionally knocked us off the track, we don't want to be filled with that sense of I'm going to get you, or that sense of revenge, because that's going to cloud our own driving sense and it's going to make us make errors, and that's not what we want. The best and most satisfying event that's going to happen is that if we beat them, nothing would make that better. So don't let the frustration and the anger against someone else's decisions and how they've impacted your race get you. I know that is incredibly hard, especially when you're this close to them. But again, if you drive with that kind of sentiment in the back of your head, it's only going to make you make mistakes, and you don't need that. So we're just going to keep it calm, keep it loose, and see if we can keep taking ground and getting closer and closer. And hopefully we'll get an overtake done. And it appears to be paying off. We're gaining. We're gaining. Fastest lap we've done so far. Happy days. Whoop, very squirrely out of that corner. That's just going to work to our advantage. Thank you very much. And we're on the final lap, so if it's going to happen, it's got to happen this lap, let's face it. Down to first, let it pull you around, then back on the power, let's go. How can we manage it? Clean out of the corner, that was perfect. And see how we lean into the right and then allow it to take us to the left to the outside of the track and then put the power down? That's utilizing the whole track surface area to get you around the corner. Alright, and we are now hot on their heels. Coming into the final corners of the race. And we are rapidly gaining ground. Let's go wide. Oh, no, they've got that covered. Oh, hang on. That's exceeding track limits. And they have the half-second penalty. And we were under half a second. That's us in front. That's a win. And that's what I'm talking about. It's not the P1 or the podium that we're after. But when someone's behaving like that in a race and you're able to bring it back and put yourself in front of them, that is the sweetest victory of all. Don't get into this sense of, I'm going to tap you in the back of the corner of the car and spin you out and do the same. Because 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to get ghosted before that happens and you're just going to ruin your own race. Just stay calm, stay focused, drive clean, drive consistent. It's not about the attack or about bullying other people off the track. Just always remember to live and let drive. That's the mantra. You can't control what other people do, but you control what you do. And that's what's important. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you again next week.